In this episode of True 911 Calls, a Florida man shoots and kills his pregnant wife. A domestic dispute turns deadly. A 77-year-old gets tortured for her debit card PIN. And a hungry 5-year-old boy calls 911 to order a Happy Meal. Let's dive in. On October 26, 2014, things quickly took a turn for the worst at a Florida home where Chekingson Sinclair and his 7-month pregnant wife, Ladwasa Argret, lived. Sinclair called 911 to say he had just committed a murder. The exchange between Sinclair and the dispatcher was calm on both sides, giving elaborate details on his wife's death.
911, please fire ambulance.
Yes, hello?
Hi, 911. Do you need the police or the ambulance?
Yes, ma'am. I need the police.
To what address? What's going on there?
A murder has been committed.
Oh, the murder has been committed? By who?
By me, ma'am.
By you?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you murder?
I murdered my wife.
When?
Around 7 this morning.
Okay, what's your name?
Yes.
Okay. Is she still there?
Yes, she's still here.
What did you kill her with?
I got told with the gun.
You shot her? Where'd you shoot her?
Shot her in the head.
Is she in the bathroom or is she in the bedroom? Where's she at?
She's in the bedroom.
She's in the bedroom?
Yes.
Do you still have the gun?
Yes, I still do have the gun.
Do you have it in your hand or where's it at?
It's on the dining table.
Alright, we've got somebody coming out there to talk to you. Why did you do this?
We got into an argument and she came at me with the knife.
And so you shot her?
I feel like I could defend myself. She was just going to attack me with the knife.
Okay. What was your wife's name? Okay. How long have y'all been together?
We were married for 7 months.
7 months?
8. Yes.
Do you fight often?
Yes, we got fight. We do fight often.
Okay. How do you spell your name? Okay. And your phone number is 37?
How long would it take for me to get out here now?
It's not going to take them very long. Alright. Can you just not go anywhere near the gun? Do you want to go maybe stand by the front door?
I'm in the living room. The gun is over there by the dining table. I know that the gun is. I'm not going to test anything there. The police officer come over
Okay, well, they're going to be there in just a little bit. I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay. It's up to you. If you want to stay on the phone with me, that's fine. Okay. All right, thank you.
Sinclair gave an account of how his wife got a steak knife from the kitchen and chased him around their apartment before he shot her. This incident allegedly happened right after an argument between the couple over a text message sent to Argrid's cell phone around 6:30 a.m. Sinclair said he chucked his wife's cell phone in a toilet before she snapped and fetched a knife from the kitchen. He further disclosed that Argrid chased him throughout the house. After arriving in the bedroom, the man grabbed a handgun. He and his wife exchanged a few words, then Sinclair fired the first shot. According to the shooter, the bullet grazed Argrid as she fell to the floor. When she got up and came at him again, Sinclair fired again, fatally shooting her in the head. He claimed that he was acting in self-defense. Detectives combing through the crime scene have since argued otherwise.
His version of accounts and what we saw at the crime scene were completely inconsistent.
The detectives noticed that the pregnant woman was shot in the back of the head, not the front. After questioning him about it, Sinclair admitted to the detectives that he wanted to kill Argrid. Neighbors also reported hearing screaming and gunshots.
I heard her screaming at like 6:30 this morning, and I thought I heard the gunshots.
Her mother recalled how much her daughter loved people.
Was asking, for change or whatever, and LaTwassa said, well, I don't have any money on me. I have my piece I just went and bought. She went down into the Little Caesars. And I said, LaTwassa, you need to eat. You're pregnant. She said, Ma, I can go buy another one. And that's just who she was.
Sinclair was charged with first-degree premeditated murder, murder of an unborn child, and tampering with evidence. On trial, Assistant State Attorney Brandon White said, "This wasn't just a murder, this was an execution." It was discovered that Sinclair had staged the crime. The accused waited at least 3 hours before calling 911.
He said he sat on the couch and contemplated his actions and thought, I probably could have handled this better.
A crime scene investigator testified that the blood spatters from the gunshot wound and other physical evidence at the scene revealed that Argrid's body had been moved and the knife placed near her hand. Further evidence against the 25-year-old showed that he sent a text message to a friend, saying he wouldn't be able to participate in fantasy football that season. Sinclair also texted his mother and brother saying he loved them. After a 90-minute deliberation, the jury found him guilty of first-degree premeditated murder, murder of an unborn child, and tampering with evidence. If you're a true 911 fan, don't forget to like this video. A 12-year-old girl pleaded with a 911 dispatcher when her dad attacked her mom before being run over and killed.
Where's your emergency?
My dad's being really mean to my mommy. Get off my mother!
Okay. Can you
my mom! My dad's sucking my mom! And my dad's beating my mom! I need help! Oh no, he's hurting me! He's hurting me now!
Okay. Did you go?
Get away from me! Get away from me! No! No! They're coming for you! They're all coming for you! I don't want to live here anymore! He's not letting us get in the car! And he's not letting us go! He's holding on! Oh my God, he's dead! He's dead! He's really dead!
What happened?
He was hanging onto the car, and he fell off, and
Did he get hit by the car?
yes!
In October 2015, during a domestic dispute, Angela Luke fatally ran over her abusive husband Daniel Luke in their driveway at the family's home near Canal Winchester, southeast of Columbus. According to the 911 call made by one of their daughters, they were trying to flee their violent father, who had grabbed the car as they drove away. Authorities arrested Angela in Ohio. She pleaded not guilty to charges including aggravated vehicular homicide. Angela told the Fairfield County Sheriff's detectives that her husband had held her down and beaten her at their home. She took their 2 young daughters, got in her BMW, and started to head down their long driveway when Daniel held onto the car. According to Daniel's brother, David Luke, there had been discord in the couple's marriage. He said he must have just snapped. Dan was not a man quick to anger. What happened is not Dan. Witnesses told the dispatcher that Daniel Luke was bleeding from his ear. He was transported to Dilly Ridge Medical Center, where he later died. The second-grade teacher from Tussing Elementary in Reynoldsburg was placed on unpaid suspension, which is standard procedure for an employee facing charges of this caliber. Angela had been teaching at Tussing Elementary for at least 11 years. In an interview, Suzanne Peltier, exclusive director of the Lighthouse Women's Shelter, said, "Initially I was appalled. I thought, and still do, that this was a clear-cut case of self-defense, that she was trying to protect herself and her children." The Fairfield County prosecution dropped the charges in nolle prosequi as they believe the case requires further investigation and, therefore, will not be presented to the Fairfield County grand jury. Angela was later reinstated. PLSD Public Relations Director David Ball declined to comment on the prosecutor's ruling but said, "The district is happy Ms. Luke is back teaching. We continue to be supportive of her as she and her family move on past this difficult time." In January 2008, Georgina Edmonds was repeatedly tortured and stabbed with a kitchen knife. Her son discovered her lifeless body.
Police emergency.
This is an emergency. I've just come down to my house. My mother has a cottage 100 yards away.
Right.
I've got no reply from her. I've come in through her bedroom window, which was unlocked. She's lying on the floor in the kitchen, and it looks to me as if she's been hit. She's been hit over the head. She looks as if she's dead.
Okay, what's the address?
The address is Kingfisher Lodge.
What's the postcode?
It's
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Kingfisher Lodge. Is that in Banbridge?
It's in Kiln Lane.
Is the house called Banbridge?
It's Banbridge. The address. It's Kiln Lane.
Yeah.
Right. Which.
Okay, so can you just slow down for me? And what's the name of the house?
It's called. This is her house, and my house is called Kingfisher Lodge.
Okay, calm down for me, sir. What's your name?
My name is Harry Edmonds. I'm her son. I've just walked in. I came in through the window, and I found the house in complete darkness. I've gone through into the kitchen.
Okay,
and found my mother's body lying there. And I've got 2 chaps with me who've been out walking her dog. This looks like a crime scene to me.
Okay, well, try not to touch anything for me.
This is a murder.
Okay, just calm down for me, sir. I'll send someone else for you, okay? You stay on the phone.
Well, yeah, please, as soon as possible. I mean, if you can send an ambulance as well, just to be on the safe side. But I don't think I'm think she's dead. Don't touch anything, Ian.
Okay, we've got someone on their way to you. I just need to take a few more details, okay?
Oh, that's a murder. Oh.
Edmonds lived alone in her Hampshire property in England when she was attacked. The 77-year-old was stabbed 37 times with a knife on her chest, neck, and upper back. She was also battered with a marble rolling pin that broke into 3 pieces. After a 2-year manhunt, Matthew Hamlin was convicted of murder after torturing Edmonds. Hamlin was unanimously acquitted by a jury in 2012. However, in 2014, sensational new DNA evidence led him to be rearrested. Hamlin had denied the murder and told police that he could not remember if he had been to the scene of the murder on the day the victim was killed. He was retried under the double jeopardy rules following a change in the law which allows people to be tried more than once for murder if significant new evidence is found. The new DNA evidence linked him to the crime scene. According to court records, the DNA found on Edmonds was found 26 million times more likely to come from the accused than from anyone else. Prosecutors also argued that CCTV footage of an unidentifiable man was of Hamlin trying to withdraw money from a cash machine. using the victim's debit card on the night of the murder. The jury found him guilty of bludgeoning Georgina Edmonds to death. The victim's son, Harry Edmonds, was pleased with the guilty verdict. He said, "This investigation has lasted 8 years, and the story was not written to entertain people. The true story is of the wicked and vicious murder and torture of a frail and elderly lady in the sanctity of her home, and the dedicated men and women of Hampshire Constabulary who pursued this devious and vicious murderer and who have finally brought him to justice." Edmonds was described as a woman with restricted mobility, but an independent character who walked her 2 Cocker Spaniel dogs, drove her own car, and did her shopping locally. A blinding snowfall and freezing temperature resulted in 193 cars and trucks slamming into one another on Interstate 94 near Galesburg, Michigan in January 2015. Multiple 911 calls were made.
Kalamazoo County Deputy Schmidt, how can I help you?
That big accident that just happened on 130.
Yeah.
One of the semi trucks just caught on fire.
Yep, we got fire department on their way out there right now, okay?
Well, they get here quick.
Kalamazoo County Deputy Schmidt, how can I help you?
I'm in an accident on I-94. I'm like under a semi.
Okay, you're eastbound. Yep, I've got the report. Okay, you're between the 90 and 91, correct?
Yeah.
It's all right. Are you hurt?
No.
All right.
There's cars piled up all around me. There's a semi.
Ma'am, I need you to stay calm for me, okay? You're not hurt, and that's all we care about, okay? Everything else can be replaced in this world except for you guys, okay? All right. So I know you're upset. Okay. So you don't have
the car?
No. Why don't you go ahead and stay in the car for right now? Are you guys blocking?
But there's cars that keep hitting.
All right.
They keep hitting.
Okay. All right. Do you have a preference on a tow truck, ma'am?
No.
All righty. I'll get you a tow truck heading that way too. What's your name? Okay. My name is John. If anything changes before we get there, go ahead and give us a call back, 911. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
County emergency.
Okay, I want you to shut up and I want you to listen to me very carefully. I'm at the 95-yard line, Interstate 94. Eastbound side is completely shut down. We've got multiple tractor trailers out here in the ditch wrecked. We've got diesel fuel leaking out of several tanks. You need to get a hazmat team out here. You need to get some heavy-duty wreckers out here with rotators. You have got at least 6 tractor trailers in the ditch, multi-car pileup. And you need to get some fire trucks out here, and you need to get some EMTs out here now. You got Interstate 94 completely shut down. You have multiple wrecks out here. I need to get 1, 2, 3.
Sir, you said you're at the 95?
95, eastbound, 94.
Listen, you're yelling at the wrong county. Just a second. County emergency.
Hi, there's a million car pile up on 94 westbound.
Yep, we got it.
Okay.
Thanks.
I can't get out of my car.
Okay, are you injured?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
An estimated 150 vehicles careened into a fatal pileup along snowy I-94 between Battle Creek and Galesburg. Some vehicles were burning in the mashup, including a truck that carried fireworks. Shortly before noon, those fireworks caught fire, causing an extended display of aerial explosion. The truck carried 44,000 pounds of acid, which is used as a preservative and antibacterial agent in livestock feed.
Oh no. Oh. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Firefighters working the scene and those living within a mile or two were forced to take shelter behind their truck. According to Michigan State Police, this accident claimed the life of a Canadian truck driver and several other people were injured. One of the survivors spoke out about the terrifying accident.
It was just constant for about 3 minutes afterwards. I could just feel everybody hitting behind me.
Another survivor said she was lucky to be alive.
I feel lucky. I really feel lucky because it could have been so much worse.
2 Battle Creek transit buses were dispatched to carry uninjured crash victims from the location. Cold temperatures were reported to have played a role in creating icy conditions. A hazardous materials team working on transferring formic acid from a damaged tanker truck found that the valves keep freezing shut. A month before her high school graduation, Brandy Morgan, a Hoover High student, drowned. In 2015, Charles Vlad, a 55-year-old man who was with the student, made this 911 call.
911, what's location of your emergency?
I'm in Greentown on State Street.
State Street?
Yeah, State Street in Greentown next to Evans Construction.
Okay, do you know the address there?
No. That's why it's just,
It's by where?
my friend is dead. She's drowned.
You can send a county with a transfer. It's going to be at State in Altman.
It's north of State in Altman. My young friend was having lots of problems, unlike a dad. They were in a weekend actually by this pond. She decided to take her clothes off and go in the pond, and I went and asked her. I didn't see her, and I searched the whole pond. She went into the water. I kept telling her it was cold. Don't go in. She went in.
You saw her go in?
Yes, and she swam halfway across the lake, and I kept telling Randy, and I took off my clothes, and I went in, and I looked for her, and I couldn't find her.
Do you think she's drowned?
She's drowned. She swam around the lake. And then I couldn't see her anymore, and I was yelling Brandy, and I took off my clothes, and I swam out there, and find her anywhere.
Okay. All right, my partner's dispatching the paramedics. I'm just going to ask you some questions, okay?
Okay, and I heard the scream. Go ahead.
Where's the lake at?
It's a pond. It's a strip line pond just west of Evans Construction. Yes, I kept telling her it's too cold, Brandy, don't go. She's been having a lot of problems, though. She's flunking out of school, and she can't go.
Was she trying to commit suicide?
I think so. I shouldn't help her.
Are you her brother?
No, I'm like her dad.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Charles Vlad, really? Oh, God, please help me.
They're coming. Are you sure she's under the water, though?
Yeah, she swam out there, and I was yelling for Andy for 5 minutes, and then I threw on my clothes and went in the water and kept swimming around. I had a quadruple bypass. I'm not a great swimmer, but I kept swimming around, and I hope she's playing a joke. She swam to the other side, and I don't think so. She kept talking to me about suicide. She called her recruiter today and said she wasn't with the military. She's flunking out of school.
So you think she was upset, too, as well?
Yeah, she has been for a couple of weeks now. Nothing's been all right for her.
Is she intoxicated?
Oh, yeah, she has something to drink, yes.
Okay.
She takes pills and anxiety pills. Every time I see the light, I see the light upstairs.
Vlad, who described himself as a friend of Morgan's, told a dispatcher that she had been talking about taking her own life. He claimed she was struggling in school, and she had recently decided against going into the Ohio National Guard after she graduated. He also mentioned that Morgan had some alcohol and took prescription medication that night. The 55-year-old said that he had searched the pond for 10 or 15 minutes before calling 911. However, Morgan's sister, Brittany Whitmer, disagreed with Vlad's version of events and mental health claims. Whitmer said her sister was in good physical condition to get herself ready for training and was an excellent swimmer. The Green Fire dive team recovered her body from a pond. She was sent to Akron General Medical Center, where she was later pronounced dead. Soon after, students and staff were notified of Morgan's death. Jamie Smart, a school spokeswoman, said, "We are deeply saddened by the news." An autopsy report revealed that the teen's death was accidental. Hypothermia and ethyl alcohol intoxication were listed as the contributing factors to her death. Morgan's blood alcohol level was 0.23, approximately 3 times the legal limit of 0.08 for adults in Ohio. In a twist of events, CCTV footage showed Vlad buying a bottle of wine for Morgan the day before her drowning. Morgan later posted a picture of the bottle on social media. The man was arrested on a warrant charging him with a misdemeanor furnishing intoxicating alcohol to an underage person. He was sentenced to 60 days in jail and 120 days in home confinement with alcohol monitoring. In December, he pleaded no contest to a count of misdemeanor furnishing alcohol to an underage person, the charge tied to the Lake Township teenager's death. Morgan's mother, Julie Smith, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the accused. She sought $5 million in punitive damages in the lawsuit filed at Summit County Common Pleas Court. Smith said at the sentencing that she blamed Vlad for Morgan's death. The outcome of the case is unknown. A hungry 5-year-old boy called 911 to order a Happy Meal. The Mesa Police Department came to the rescue.
Hello, 911?
Hi, is this McDonald's?
McDonald's?
Yes, this is McDonald's.
No, this is the Mesa Police Department. Do you have an emergency?
Can I get one Happy Meal?
A Happy Meal? Hello, you there? Hello?
Who is this?
Hey, this is Anthony.
No.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Who are you? McDonald's.
Hello?
What? Hi.
This is Anthony with the Mesa Police. Is your mom or dad there?
Oh, here. Yeah, my mom and dad are here.
Can you put them on the
Wait 1 second.
Okay, thank you. Hello? Hey, this is Anthony with the Mesa Police Department. We received several calls from this location. We just wanted to confirm that there was no emergency.
No, sorry, I don't know. The kids must have had the phone.
Yeah, it was, he kind of made my day. It was that your son?
Yeah.
He was asking me if I was McDonald's and if he can get a Happy Meal.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll probably still have an officer head out there for a welfare check. Who knows? Maybe he'll stop by McDonald's. I don't know. But
no, it's fine. No. Oh my gosh.
The toddler, identified as Charlie, asked the local dispatcher if he was talking to McDonald's, and before he could hang up, he asked if he could have a Happy Meal. The local dispatcher who took Charlie's call, Anthony Bonilla, had a follow-up call with the boy's father. The father guaranteed the dispatcher there was no emergency and that their young Charlie must have gotten to his phone. Due to official protocol, an officer would be dispatched to their home for a wellness check. Bonilla told the father said, "Who knows, maybe he'll stop by McDonald's." According to a Facebook post from the Mesa Police Department, Officer Randolph Scott Valdez arrived at about 2 p.m. at the home to ensure there was no emergency, with a Happy Meal, of course. The officer also took some time to teach the young boy the importance of 911 and its proper use for emergencies only. For more True 911, watch this episode next. You can also let me know which call was your favorite in the comments below.